Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosary Apparel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing everything I made for my Me Made wardrobe during autumn. Autumn is by far the most inspiring time for me of the year to sew. If you're a regular watcher of my channel, then you'll know I pretty much exclusively wear autumnal shades. It's just my go-to color. I feel my most self when I'm wearing that color, and so I just feel like I am most inspired to sew during autumn because it's finally when my wardrobe makes sense. So without further ado, let's get into it and let me show you everything I made for my wardrobe during autumn. The first item I have to share with you is quite possibly one of my favorite makes ever. It is this corduroy pinafore style dress. I purchased this corduroy fabric while I was in Japan and I completely fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. I had no idea what I was going to make, but I had a feeling it was going to be a dress of some kind. I thought it would be like a long sleeve winter dress, but I ended up making this really relaxed fitting corduroy pinafore and I am so in love with it. It's a pattern hack of my Pansy sewing pattern, and like I said, it's a very relaxed fit. Super comfortable, perfect for layering, and also really nice to wear with jumpers over the top as well. It is only just starting to cool down here in Tasmania. It's been one of those summers that has kind of gone on forever, and finally it's starting to cool down and I feel like I have been wearing this dress non-stop. It is just so comfortable and so cozy and warm, and I am completely in love with it. And because the pinafore is quite oversized, it doesn't need a zip or anything. You can just throw it on over the top of your head, which just makes getting dressed so easy. And then I've added these cute little side ties to be able to cinch in kind of the oversizedness of the dress a little bit to give it a bit of shape. And yeah, I could not be happier with how this dress turned out, and I'll have the tutorial linked below. In fact, I'll have the videos for all of the different projects I'll be sharing in this video linked below if you wanted to check any of them out. Next, I have another corduroy number. It is this cute little button-up mini skirt that I actually made with my Clover pattern, which was released a few weeks ago, and I'm so proud of it. I'm also wearing a version of my Clover skirt today. This one is the longer version, and it's made out of a rayon fabric, which just creates the most swishy, beautiful skirt. Such a different vibe to the corduroy number. And then I also have this skirt here, which is also made with the Clover pattern, but this one's made out of a cotton fabric. And I just love how the three of them are three completely different vibes. It's the exact same pattern, but just by using different fabrics and different lengths, they are three completely different skirts. So yes, we've got the corduroy version, which I have added some pretty big buttons to the front, which I think is a total vibe. I love wearing this skirt with a pair of tights and my Doc Marten boots. Then, like I said, we've got the rayon version, which is just this really beautiful eucalyptus green color with quite a busy floral print, but I think it just works perfectly with like a plain t-shirt. And then lastly, I have this patchwork print, which again, I picked up while I was in Japan. I am in love with how this skirt turned out. It is such a statement piece, but again works so nicely with a plain t-shirt. And the buttons I used for this one are some really cute vintage buttons I picked up at an antique shop, which I think were the perfect match for this fabric. Next up, I have the ultimate autumnal dress. It is this pleated sailor collar dress that I actually made using one of my Japanese sewing pattern books that I picked up while I was in Japan last year. And the dress itself is made out of some linen I purchased in Japan, so I feel like making a dress from that book with some fabric I purchased in Japan as well was just such a fun way to kind of commemorate my trip, and I think the end result was absolutely perfection. This dress is so different to anything else I've got in my wardrobe. It's quite a statement dress, but I think the linen fabric is just the perfect fabric to use for this dress because I feel like the pleats really do stand out a little bit more with linen fabric, and I'm glad I used a plain fabric because there's so many different features of this dress and they all are just able to be seen so much clearly on a plain fabric like this. At the back there is also this adorable little keyhole detail, and you can see the pleats at the back as well. and it has these lovely long sleeves with a little cuff, which yeah, I just think is perfect for this style of dress. And again, I have just been wearing this dress all the time because it is honestly perfect for this time of year. It's perfect for wearing with tights underneath and some boots, and it's perfect for when it's like cold in the morning, but when the afternoons get a bit warm, it's just like quite breathable and still cozy. So because of that, I have been wearing this literally non-stop at the moment. I just love how it turned out, and I'm really excited to have another go at those Japanese sewing pattern books again soon, so definitely stay tuned for that because I'll be sharing the whole process of my next project on this channel. Next, I have another dress that I have fallen completely in love with. It is this lovely elasticated rectangle dress that I have made out of, again, another fabric I purchased in Japan, this stunning broderie anglaise fabric, quite possibly my favorite fabric find of all time. This dress looks super impressive. It is such a, again, statement dress, but it was honestly so simple to make. It's literally been made up of a few rectangles, and I have put pockets in the side seam as well. So it was super simple to make. A very good project for if you're a beginner, because yeah, it's just literally sewing a few rectangles together and then making a few channels to put some elastic into the top of the dress here. And I'm kind of sad that it is cooling down because I made this at the wrong time of year. I made it right at the end of summer. I kind of missed the potential of being able to wear this during the really hot week of summer, but at least this dress has spaghetti straps, so I feel like it's going to be perfect for layering with my turtlenecks over winter, and it's just such a fun dress to wear. It's honestly such a good dress because you can really dress it up or down depending on where you're wearing it. And I feel like it's the sort of fabric you'd only be able to buy in Japan. It's just so special. And I also made sure to keep the like scalloped edge along the bottom hem as well, which just adds another special detail to this dress. And the last thing I have to share with you is my patchwork quilt that I've been working on all autumn long. I have only just finished this quilt and I could not be more proud of it. I think it's called an Ohio Star quilt, which I didn't know was a thing, but I found a YouTube tutorial that went through the step-by-step process to create this kind of star motif, and I fell in love with it and decided I wanted to make an entire quilt for our guest bedroom. And like I said, I could not be prouder of this quilt. It was just such a big undertaking, and the fact I finished it is just, honestly, I'm so proud of myself. Every time I want to make a quilt, I'm always inspired by the brand Project Itani, which is a Finnish homewares brand. I think they make the most incredible quilts, and I'll put some on the screen now so you can see them. They're just like really traditional quilts but made out of more modern and unexpected fabrics, I suppose. And so I really was inspired by that concept and took a more traditional patchwork quilt but used fabrics that were a little bit different and a little bit modern, and I think it has turned out so lovely. I actually used some seersucker fabric in this quilt, which I do not recommend because even though it has added the most beautiful texture, the unevenness of the seersucker has just made some of the lines not line up very well. Also, because I am a complete beginner, I think I was a bit ambitious using such a textured fabric in a quilt, but I don't care that it's not perfect because I'm just so happy with how it looks, and I do love that little bit of texture from the seersucker, and the size of it has turned out perfect for the bed in the guest room. It's just added such a level of coziness to that space. And yeah, I just don't think you can beat a handmade quilt for coziness. It's just such a special piece to have in that room, and I'm so proud to be able to say that I made it myself. So yeah, that is everything I made for my wardrobe and for my home during autumn. I would love to know in the comments below which of these makes is your favorite. I have been wearing all of these pieces pretty much non-stop, so I can't pick a favorite. I guess if I had to, I would pick the quilt just because so much work went into it, and I'm just so proud that I had the patience to stick at it and actually finish it. Don't forget, I'll have all of the videos and tutorials linked in the description below, so if you did want to make any of these items for your own wardrobe, go and check those out. Have a lovely day, and thanks for watching.